And now, from the Cave of Wonders, live in the presence of God, welcome to the Rain Man Show.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rain Man Show. July 31st, end of July. And we are off and out of the gates. I am shot out of the cannon.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I had a cup of coffee, an energy drink from the gym, a Red Bull, and now I'm bringing myself down just a bit with some wine.
You're going to have a heart attack.
No, I'm just playing smart.
Is that why you're screaming in the studio?
It's called working smart, Thomas.
I think it's called methamphetamine.
You know what? Tomato.
Okay, sure.
Don't mess up my high right now. Don't blow my buzz, Thomas.
I'm sorry. I would never want to blow you, Mike.
Well, we're talking about my buzz.
Right, no, that.
You don't need to make it gay. Even Andrew just gave you a look. Like, what?
Andrew just looks at me like that all the time. I'm not even looking at him, and you know he's staring at me.
Yeah.
That's just what he does.
Yeah, so I need to bring myself down. Otherwise, I'll be way too hyper this show. But I need that energy to get amped and ready to rock. And then once the show starts, I need to pull it way back.
Are you like a rock star? You got to like prep before you go on stage?
Yeah, you do your coke, and then you balance it out with meth. Can you balance things out with meth?
I don't think that's how
that
works.
That's not a casual drug. You can just... I thought it was.
You know, ask Walter White, right? What do I know?
Yeah. Speaking of that, my reaction time is slowing down, I have noticed, and I don't know if I need more brain food, maybe more sleep. I could be getting old. Maybe these are the first signs of Parkinson's.
I like how that it got progressively worse.
But, you know, Thomas, I don't care. If I get Parkinson's, people might, get sad. Like, oh, the show's going to end. Nope. That's a new show. You imagine Rain Man Show, the Parkinson's edition, just me being like slow-witted,
slow and shaking,
not really able to get the words out. I don't know. I think it'll be fun. Hopefully, Tony will get it first though, before me, and we can have some fun with him first, and then we can kind of beta test.
I was gonna say a trial run.
Yeah, a trial run with Tony because he's approaching those years. Tony,
Parkinson's years.
Does Parkinson's run in your family? Is it a thing?
No.
Oh, well, what diseases that I want to know what diseases plague your family bloodline that we can have fun with?
Oh, geez.
On the show.
I mean, what a down way to start things off.
I think that's a Down syndrome. Like, all right, we can have some fun with that.
Heart disease.
Okay.
Cancer.
Now, come on.
Yeah.
Now
these
you're
are
bringing
boring,
the shit.
depressing, mortal ones.
I want things that inhibit, like speech. Things that make you look silly and foolish.
Well,
cancer, blah.
Well, my mom tends to think that me and my brother are retarded.
Well, she's not the only one.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a condition,
I think that might be it then.
So retardation runs in your family.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's love right there.
If you listen back to the show, I can't disagree. Anytime Tony opens it,
yeah,
I think she's on to something.
Racism is a disease, right? Bigotry?
I'm wondering if Tony's mom drank a lot while she was pregnant with the kids.
Probably not drank, but probably like smoked a couple of weed or something like that.
A couple of weed.
Yeah.
Just 2 weed.
Yeah.
Not too much.
Just 2 weed.
Good
Just
thing
a blade of grass.
He doesn't know what it is. That's how you
Can we get Tony high? Can we just like bring in a joint and just say, here, do something with this?
Please?
That's the look of a desperate man, Mike.
I am wondering because Tony's mom, she's very religious, ultra Catholic, and they drink, Jesus's blood.
Right.
Jesus juice.
For path.
That's a different thing. No.
Please, Mike, Jesus juice.
But your mom drinks Jesus juice.
Yes.
AKA semen. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying about your mom right now. You realize that's what Jesus juice is, right?
Wait, Michael Jackson often said, like it was called Jesus juice, right?
That's why it's semen, dude.
Oh, that's what he meant? I thought it was like really communion wine.
I thought he was just a great entertainer.
And now we go back full circle when Tony said retardation ran in his family.
I seriously thought that was just slang for like communion wine. I always said that at church. Hey, I'm ready for Jesus juice.
Oh my God, that explains so much about why he's afraid.
There were priests. There were,
Well, the last time we went to mass, I told the priest afterwards, that was some really, really good Jesus juice.
Damn it.
Did you really, Tony?
I asked him if he had some extra wafers just for the road.
You go to church.
I don't know if Tony is a real person or if he's just.
So you mean I was
fake.
Wrong?
I don't even know I challenge someone to find something real about Tony. And Bobby's our Magnum PI. I challenge Bobby to find real dirt.
It's all a front.
Something,
maybe that's why they really look at me strange if I go back to the church, and like I try to dip the bread into the Jesus juice, and I told the lady, hey,
it's not au jus.
I said, hey. I told the lady to like hold still. I'm trying to dip my bread into Jesus juice. Okay.
Can we get off the Jesus juice?
No, you unleashed that.
Is there any double dipping?
I double dip.
I bet you do. Yeah. So speaking of reaction time slowing down, that's Tony's life in a nutshell.
Right, yeah.
Are we starting?
I think I'm gonna. You know what? Fuck this show. Tony just, what is he, the vortex today?
He is.
He just completely went off the rails.
He woke up.
It's an Asian vortex.
Yeah, well, he fell asleep last week. Bob told me after the show that as he was pulling his phone out to take photos of Tony sleeping again, Tony woke up.
Yeah.
So
hey, that's
our
Tony.
At least today he's well rested because he slept during last week's show. He had a full 7 days of sleep plus during last show.
I'm ready for the rally.
Yeah. All right. So reaction time slowing down. I think I'm going to give up with playing video games at this point in my life.
Reaction time?
I'm just not good. Things that I used to be good at, I'm not good. And I feel like I'm really fast when I'm like pulling guns out on like say Battlefront 2. Right. That's what I'm playing. And then suddenly I play against people online and I realize I'm like 5 seconds too slow. I'm dead. I'm dead before I even see them.
Yep.
I truly suck at video games. I was spending the weekend, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago playing. I told myself I was going to play Battlefront from Friday to Sunday, nonstop.
Okay.
My son was out of town. I had all my shows, all my duty that I need to do for this network was done.
You had some actual free time.
I had some free time. And I said, I'm going to play video games nonstop. And I got really far. There's missions, right?
Right, the campaign, the single player.
Yeah, not campaign. They have like other duties you need to do.
Okay.
And I got to the end and I couldn't beat it. I played the same thing over for 4 hours in a row. Finally, I gave up. My son comes home on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I show him how far I got. He's, this is pretty good.
For a rookie.
Can I try this level? I'm like, yeah, it's a level that I tried for 4 hours to beat. He beat it in under 5 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's when I looked at Maggie. I said, I'm old. I'm done.
You've crossed that threshold.
I'm not pretending. I'm not going to pretend anymore.
How's that make you feel?
My demo that we grabbed for this show is 18 to 34. I'm going to change it to like 50 up, 50 plus.
It's a senior show now?
Yes, senior citizen show.
So with Tony's nap time, we'll just fit into theirs.
It all works, Thomas. Tony falls asleep. He's almost 60. I'm approaching 40.
We take a break.
And you know what? We do early bird hours. You know, the early bird dinner? We do early bird hours. So we start the show at 4 and we're in bed by 5.
Yep, sounds like me.
I think this is where Mike gets into the indie games, like the indie darlings, like Limbo.
I don't even know what that is. Do you?
Games that don't require Twitch reaction to actually play them.
Oh,
more narrative focused stuff.
So like role playing stuff, maybe.
No. Did you played Knights of the Old Republic?
Yeah, see, I can do. I can hang
something
with
that. You can pause the game.
Yeah, and I can read very slowly, like I do
with your glasses out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Your competitive shooting days are over.
That's not good. Like I'm trying to do competitive shooting on Battlefront, and my glasses are fogging up because I'm sweating. So I take my glasses off, I throw them to the side, and then I can't see very well. So then I'm trying to clean the fog off of them, and I'm dead.
You're the scene from Airplane where he's just sweating profusely.
I hate my life.
It's not hopeless, okay?
No, it is hopeless. I am just an old man trapped in a young man's body because I don't feel old, meaning like my body. I feel great. And I feel young, and most people think I look good for my age. But I feel personally, there's things my life sucks after 35. It's like, what's the point?
35 is where you're cutting it off.
That's where I'm cutting it off. And you know what? I challenge you, Thomas, when you reach 35, if you're going to be happy once you pass, when your reaction time starts slowing down.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'll get back to you.
Yeah. Is there an age where you stop getting good at things? Is it different for everybody? Yes. David's shaking his head. Yes. Go ahead and shout out, David. What's the age you started noticing you just started sucking at things?
This is
38. See? This is where I'm 38. This is where I really started noticing it. I just suck at things.
I think certain things you will start to suck at. Yeah.
And there's some things I'm good at. Like at the gym, I'm still stronger than a lot of the people there. Even the younger guys, they come next to me. I'm like, hey, do you need a spot? I'm like, no, I got this without a spot.
Yeah.
They're like, that's dangerous. I'm like, that's how I roll.
Oh my God. That story right there made you just a little bit old.
Whatever. Have you noticed that your gameplay skills have diminished a bit?
I've noticed that simply because I don't play as much as I used to.
But it's not an age thing.
It's not yet. Is it an age thing? I used to have a lot more time to invest into it. So now when I used to be able to play 3-4 hours a day kind of thing.
Right.
And now I've got like 2 hours a weekend. Mm-hmm. The rust is very much a real factor. I'm like, oh God, I'm not as good at this as I used to be. I get back to it after a while, so it's not like an age thing yet. But it's difficult to stay on top of that.
See, I have spoken about this before, Thomas. You know, if anything needs to be diminished, I want my sex drive to drop a little bit because I'm like a raging teenager. Like and the reason why I'm frustrated with that is because obviously I don't get the amount of sex that I want, which is probably about 10 times a day. Because I'm a child. I'm 15. Okay. I'm still in puberty. Because I'm waiting for that to diminish. When is my horniness going to diminish? Because I see one girl pop up on my Facebook feed wearing a short dress, and I'm like, oh.
Apparently never.
Maggie, it's time again. And she groans.
Are you some kind of like British lord in this scenario?
Wants me to quit looking at Facebook. She'll get off of Facebook.
I'm tired, damn it.
You know, when's that going to diminish? I wouldn't mind that diminishing. And I'm sure Maggie wouldn't mind it diminishing as well.
I don't know, when you're 60?
I mean, sex is just... sex.
Andrew's like, nah, trust me, it'll happen any day. Mine's dead.
Maybe me and Andrew could do some weird sexual, like, Freaky Friday where we because he has no sex drive. So what if we did? Oh, that would be weird. A Freaky Friday Rain Man style. We'll say it at the same time. I wish I could have no sex drive. And you say, Andrew, I wish I had. Okay, so I say, ready? Let's do this.
Many had-haves. Jesus.
So, ready, Andrew? I wish I had your sex drive.
You have to say, I wish I had your at the same time he does.
It would do it.
Nope.
You'll get body swapped and never be able to change out of it.
I'd be trapped in his body and no one will ever know. It'll be like Skeleton Key, that horror film, where you're just like, I'm really Michael, I swear.
You'll be better at video games.
Suddenly Allie likes me better and has more sex with me.
Does that mean I gotta have sex with Maggie?
Come on.
No, your sex drive is still for dudes, so that's not going to change for you.
Like I said, things get sucky for men, I think, when it comes to some certain things. And not just men, people in general. But for men, at least when we get older, Thomas, we do get better looking for the most part. If you take care of yourself.
More gracefully.
Yeah, if you take care of yourself, you work out, you take care of your skin, basically you're a human being. You're not a savage, let's say. Most of the time, you age better. But the system is not set up for the ultimate success, meaning It's all effed up. Women mature quicker than boys, leaving boys shit out of luck in the high school years.
Yeah.
Girls were dating older dudes. Meanwhile, we're still playing Legos and G.I. Joes at 16, 15 years old, and these girls are dating guys in their 20s.
Right.
Then when we hit our early 20s, we lose our awkwardness, and suddenly the young girls like us and the cougars.
Yep.
But there's really no room for anything meaningful because you're just finally excited to get your dick wet. I'm serious.
No, you're shockingly accurate.
So during this decade or more of reckless sexual behavior brought on by our teen years, rendering us useless, alone, and sitting in our own semen, we create this reputation of being douches. This is why so many dudes are douchebags in their 20s. And women start to hate men around this age because of these antics. Then, Thomas, in our 30s, we start to calm down. The young girls view us as old creeps, and cougars that liked us are in old folks' homes or drooling on themselves.
And the younger cougars are now after those 20-year-olds, which you're no longer a part of.
And then we begin to repair our reputations that we had started in the 20s. And when you're finally happy, you have to now deal with the fact that you're continuing to grow better looking, and your woman is getting older.
And your dick stops working.
And suddenly you realize you're Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, and you wake up wondering if you could smash that 20-year-old. It's an evil cycle.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. It's not balanced.
It's not fair to either party.
Because also the women's sexual peak is in their 30s.
Not fair.
We're trying to repair our reputations in our 30s. Women don't even like us anymore in the 30s because we ruined them in their 20s. But because they ruined us in our teen years by dating older men, making us feel like we're nothing. It's just a cycle.
Yep.
This is why I don't believe in God. Because if God was building people and creating life, it would all work together.
Instead of this sad sack story.
It's just imbalanced. It's not designed for success. The system was not designed for success, Thomas. It was designed for failure.
That's very depressing introspective at the last 20 years of my life.
And this is why I suck at video games. All right, so we're going to be inducting. Possibly inducing. We're going to be inducting super fans. We've got the Invasion Force, right, Thomas? And we talked about this last show, and there may be people listening live that is not privy to this if they did not listen to the live show last week, because that show is still not available on demand. But we are going to be adding a super fan group. Now, not a group like a Facebook page. We're going to create a group of individuals. Every talk radio program worth a damn out there has their elite crew of listeners, right? The super fans.
Right.
And we have our Invasion Force, which is a pretty strong group of individuals. But I thought it would be even cooler and more fun to create more of an elite group that will be called the A-Team. They're the generals, if you will. The Invasion Force are soldiers, enlisted men, if you will.
Okay.
Enlisted people? Is that more?
Men and women, yeah.
Is that more appropriate?
Ask Andrew.
Okay. Andrew's not paying attention.
All right, then.
Enlisted dudes. Dudes is a good...
He's got dudes on the brain.
Dudes.
That was just
He doesn't even know what we were talking about.
Elite listeners.
I'm talking about what's PC.
He had dudes on the brain.
Yeah. I say dudes. Enlisted cocks.
Just call them the Rain Man dudes.
That was out of all the things you've said, that was shockingly unhelpful. Thank you.
I don't know when I'm going to learn just not to hand the mic over.
I'm sorry. I prompted that.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing the A-Team, and it will be maybe 2 to 4 people that we'll induct. And then maybe in 6 months, maybe in 12 months, we'll open the books and we'll induct more people. Now, when you're a part of this elite group called the A-Team, you will receive specialty products that are not available for sale, that won't be given out as Patreon gifts. They're only going to be given to people that are part of the A-Team. You may have a shirt, may have a hat, may have a pen, may have a used condom from Thomas. I don't know yet. We'll figure this out. But I figured it'd be fun to start inducting people. And eventually all those listeners out there who are dedicated listeners to the shows will find their way in this group. And the way we're going to figure this out, Thomas, it's all going to be done during our 200th episode. We will be doing the hacky sack to the nuts or karaoke.
Fun. Looking forward to that.
We're going to be doing the racist game show or the offensive game show.
Right.
And inducting individuals into the A-Team.
That's going to be a busy day.
During our 200th episode.
When is that slated for, roughly?
Don't make me make a decision right now.
Sorry, I know dates are tough sometimes.
This is show 196.
Okay.
So we have 4 shows.
All right.
So probably sometime in mid-September, because we need to take some time off in August. Then also a lot of us are going on vacation in September. So we'll have to find some time. More than likely, it's probably going to happen when we get back from Labor Day vacation.
Okay.
But it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a busy show.
It's going to be a lot going down. I'm going to have to keep Tony
under control
in restraints.
And
I might even have him wear that thing that what's that thing that Hannibal Lecter had to wear in the first Silence of the Lambs?
Muzzle?
The mask.
Muzzle?
Yeah, we're going to have Tony wear that. I think we're going to wheel him out, and he's going to actually wear that the entire show. And then we'll have Clarice, which will be David, take the mask off when he can talk and when he can participate. Otherwise, the entire game show is going to be derailed. You know what's going to happen, because the only time Tony truly participates and when he wakes up from his stupor is when there's racist antics going on.
And he can just shout whatever he wants.
Yeah, even if it doesn't apply to the conversation.
Often it doesn't.
Yeah. All right, so it's time to take care of a little business. Pozoo. Pozoo are creators of sustainable and ethically sourced shoes made from carefully selected natural and sustainable materials that are healthy for your feet and kind to the environment. Their name, Pozoo, stems from the Japanese word meaning to pause, and it is their mission to provide your feet with unique respite from the frantic pace of busy lives. That's right. Nice. But the most important thing about Pozoo is their Star Wars themed shoes.
There it is.
And we're trying to see if we can get a code like Rain Man.
Right.
But until then, please be sure to click on the banners and links we push through our sites and social media and click on those links and buy some shoes. If you're a Star Wars fan, you got to have a Kylo Ren shoe.
They have all kinds?
They have a Kylo Ren shoe. They have Rey boots. You actually wear the boots from that Rey wore.
Shit. Okay.
They're actually kind of cool. Some of them look like Uggs. We can avoid talking about those.
You bought 2 pairs already?
Nope. I got Resistance shoes, Rebel shoes, R2 shoes, BB-8 shoes, all types of really cool, well-designed shoes. And they're pulling their inspiration for their shoe design for the Star Wars shoes from Chuck Taylor's Converse.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so they're pretty fucking cool. So be sure to check out those links and banners and also the things we tweet out on social media and visit their site and buy things. Help us out. This is our new partner we've partnered with. Is that the proper way of saying that, Thomas? A partner we've partnered with. You could say that.
I don't. Well,
you can't.
You can.
Give me an example of what I said using different words.
This is a new company we've partnered with.
That's better.
Or they are our new partnership.
I can't say this is the
partner
okay.
Of the partner.
Yeah, I'm going to believe you.
All right.
I think I'm going to go with you because you are the. You don't know how to read, but you definitely.
I don't know how to read names, and I don't know technology.
Yeah,
but I know words that are not names.
Yeah. All right, so podcasters, Thomas, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Podcasters are some spiteful, jealous bastards. The ones that ignore you and talk to everyone in a conversation besides you. I don't really understand these people.
Okay.
For example, on Twitter, we get attached to other people in conversations on social media. It happens all the time.
All the time.
And usually people will attach other podcasts they listen to. Oh, these are my favorite 5 podcasts. Which, don't include me in those favorite 5, because if I click on 4 of them and they all have shit quality, I don't want you listening to me.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
I don't give a shit anymore, Thomas.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm just joking. I love everybody. My issue, though, with that is they seem to ignore us. Like, they'll answer everybody in the conversation and they'll remove us from the thread. Because you can do that in Twitter and then keep talking. I'm like, okay, all right.
You have to go back and find it because you're like, why am I attached to one? But where's the rest of this?
I'm just not competitive when it comes to podcasting and listeners. Do I take pride in what we do? Absolutely. But there's literally millions of potential listeners, Thomas. Millions. Yeah. This isn't localized radio. This isn't, I'm not on 98.3 in the Valley and you're my competition on 97.2 and you have a stronger signal and a better tower.
Right.
And you're going to reach more people. So I got to be extra competitive because we're fighting for the same market.
Yeah.
Podcasting is niche programming. There's millions of people out there that you can market to. There's no reason to be a jealous douche.
Yeah.
Rather than worrying about ignoring us, they should probably get their audio together.
Well, especially because we don't have to compete for like time slots or anything like that.
Yeah, it's silly.
Anybody can listen to anything whenever they want.
Yeah, I don't ever get jealous with other podcasters. I get annoyed by their quality because it, drags my face, my industry in the mud.
Right.
I feel like they should focus more on their audio rather than being jealous and competitive, because it's a bit strange to tune into a podcast that is going to review a movie. Okay?
Mm.
And I take a listen and I can't take them seriously because their audio is shit. Can you imagine doing a review about a movie and you're talking about what could be better in this movie? Meanwhile, your audio sounds like you're underwater. Sounds like you're Pinocchio looking for Geppetto, looking for father. Get your audio right.
Yeah, dude. The thing is, there's no standards.
I listened to the list of top 10 Star Wars podcasts, okay? And because I've been trying to get more invested in the Star Wars community because of a few things that David and I are working on.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to the top 10 Star Wars podcasts.
And got sad.
And I listened. I'm like, okay, well, your quality sucks, but let's listen to your content. They all take themselves way too seriously. All of them take themselves way too seriously. I can't imagine. There's not a show that goes by where David and I don't talk about fucking a bantha, or having Twi'leks bouncing on our peens and twerking. We don't take ourselves seriously. Fun. These people take themselves so seriously. You're fucking talking about Star Wars.
It's fictional.
It's fictional. Relax, have some fun when you do it, and fix your goddamn audio. I don't know how you're on the top 10. Now I'm talking about not being a jealous douche. I'm not a jealous douche. I'm annoyed that they're put on in various blogs that these top 10 shows. I'm not going to play them because I'm not going to do that to them.
The lower quality rising to the top instead of the cream rising to the top.
The worst part about it, though, each host sounds very different. That's my biggest problem. For example, Andrew sounds like he's on the same system as you, Thomas. You sound like you're on the same system as me. Tony sounds like the rest of us. How do you do a show where all of you sound completely different? One person sounds like he's in a wind tunnel. One guy sounds like he's in a professional studio. The other person sounds like he's fucking Pinocchio looking for Geppetto. I'm like, for fuck's sake, get your audio together. Otherwise, why are you on the fucking top 10 podcasts for Star Wars? Like, what do? Do you start broadcasting in the middle of whatever you're doing? Because I swear this guy sounded like he was underwater. He sounded like he was scouting locations for the next Avatar in a submarine.
He was probably doing dishes.
He probably was doing dishes. Thank you. I mean, what do you do? Like when your buddy calls you, like suddenly it's work time. Hey, can you do a podcast right now? Well, I'm at the racetrack, but yeah, let's go ahead.
I really liked that last episode.
Is this going to mess up the recording, Thomas?
No, you're good, man.
Are you sure? Because I'm in the middle of the Indy 500 right now, but if you want to start talking about Star Wars The Last Jedi, I'm willing. Let's do this. Let's do this right now.
So officially, Star Wars The Last Jedi, Episode 8. I want to go to Mike, your opinion first. I know you're a little bit busy, but do you have a moment to talk about?
Can I get some popcorn, please? Yeah, I just felt like Last Jedi was very shallow, a little superficial. And it just generally wasn't very good. And
what did you think about Act 2? It seemed like everything kind of went against it.
I also didn't like Rose Tico very much, and the Stormtroopers looked stupid. That was the shows I listened to. I'm not exaggerating.
At all?
I'm not exaggerating. One guy sounded like he was on location somewhere. Like,
it's possible.
If someone did that to me, if Andrew said, "Oh, I can't make the Rayman show, but I can call in," I'm like, "No, sorry, we don't need you that much." Like, if you can't be in the studio to do the show, then I don't want you in the show.
Or if you don't have the board set.
Hey, I'm going to go and host the next Rayman show at the Phoenix Suns game. Is that right?
Those are great seats, Mike.
All right, so you guys ready to do a broadcast about Star Wars?
Yeah, I think we'll get right here.
I'm at the basketball game. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay, go ahead. Start the show, and I'll pipe in when I can.
Welcome, everyone, to the generic Star Wars podcast. We're going to talk about Last Jedi. Tonight I've got Mike with me.
Oh, that's a foul!
He's a little preoccupied at the moment. We're actually doing it on location.
Come on!
Him and Tony. I want to go to you guys. What did you think about Phasma as a character in this one? We had a lot of setup in the first one. Now that the second one saw something come through, what did you think?
What'd you say? I didn't hear. I was too busy at the game. Hey, this is why the industry is...
It's a bad name.
It's growing, because it is, but this is why the industry gets a bad name. And I go through this every 3 months. I go through these rants because I hope that one day that the indies podcasts are going to be that much better, because we're indie like them.
Yeah.
And the only people that are making this industry look good are the big guys that the small guys don't want in the game.
Right.
I want them in the game because they bring professionalism to it. The NPR, Podcast One, the big companies.
Right.
It's sad, but it's not that hard to hone your skills. I mean, if you can hear, can you not tell when audio is bad? Is this just something I make up? Is it because I'm OCD? Can you tell when audio is bad?
It's usually that people can tell it's bad, but they don't know how to fix it.
Yeah.
So they settle for a certain amount of suck.
It's not that hard to fix.
When at my work, people ask me, can we do video with just my iPhone all the time?
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you slit your wrist?
I'm like, yeah, if you want me to not be involved, you can happily do it with an iPhone, because I'm going to fucking tap out. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But it's just people don't know. People don't know what to look for. People don't know what to listen for.
People doing broadcast in a war zone.
Yeah. Well, that at least makes sense.
Hey, you know what? I just got stationed in Baghdad. But, Thomas, I don't want to miss our Star Wars broadcast we do every week.
Mike, I'm glad you take some time out of getting shot at to help us out.
Hold on. All right, I got him.
Really authentic. You got some good sound coming through. Yeah. I can hear everything except you.
Yeah, it's weird that my ambient sounds better than my actual microphone. That's not how you do shows, Thomas.
Well, apparently, certain people decided that is.
Yeah, and then live on live, there's these people who don't take the hint when they ask me repeatedly, because there's some podcasters who believe in the community, which I hate that too. Oh, we need to love all of us. All of us are great. We're all champions. You get those podcasters too.
No.
In the industry. And they just want to be a part of the community, and they congratulate you, and they retweet and like everything. And that's fine. But they're only doing it because they want you to do the same thing for them. It's part of the...
It's never
What is that thing where you buy coffee for someone and then pay it forward?
Right.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like that mentality. And
you're expecting something out of it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's no good.
And then it never fails, Tom, especially with the Supernatural show. We start talking to people, and then you accidentally talk to another podcast, and then they say, hey, would you guys like to do live on live? Like we do a show at the same time with you? And I look at their followers, and they have 5. And I'm like, no.
What is live on live?
I just explained it.
Well, I know, but is it a guest thing?
Can you please do a show? Can you take your microphone to a war zone? Andrew died. Go ahead. What was your question, Andrew?
No, is it live on live where you run 2 concurrent shows, or
Yes.
is it you have them as a guest?
No, live on live is they do their show from their studio and they call into your show, or vice versa.
So it's some form of guest.
Got it. Concurrent and guest at the same time.
And listen, that's cool if Howard Stern did that. Like, hey, dude, you want to do live on live? Yeah. If Adam Carolla, hey, you want to do live on live? Yeah. But if you have 5 followers, I'm helping you. Like, I know what you're doing. You're not trying to be all about the community. You're trying to get my hard-earned marketing dollars. And I'm not going to have any of that. I have sold my soul and gained nothing.
Oh, that's a shit deal.
I don't understand. It really isn't that hard to fix your audio.
Well, especially with YouTube and Google, there's no reason it should be terrible.
Yeah, watch a 5-year-old from India teach you how to plug in a mic.
They will.
I know they will.
Absolutely will.
I hate that. I try the other day. I remember I told you, it was not the other day, a couple months back.
A while back, yeah.
I needed to figure out how to fix something on my computer, and all I can find was Indian boys with thick accents, and like they're probably 10 or 12 years old, teaching me how to do something, and I trolled YouTube for 2 or 3 more hours because I didn't want to listen to them. And not because they're Indian. I'm not racist. It's because they're 10 years old.
You didn't want to be showed up by a 10-year-old.
I don't want to be taught how to do something by a 10-year-old.
Right.
That's nonsense. So then I ended up going back and learning from him, and I gave him a thumbs up. It's the least I could do. All right. Say what? Woman says baby should be able to decide their own gender.
But doesn't this mean if you're going to raise a baby, how would you be able to change your child's diaper? Because the second you change the diaper, of course, you'd no longer be able to protect.
Some parents across the United States are deliberately keeping their child's sex hidden and are instead raising so-called babies. Babies.
Vapors?
And that there was a question about whether this was a boy.
Mental retardation runs in Tony's family. Just remember.
Girl, you would know.
I love you, Tony.
It's not about pretending. The parent definitely knows the gender. It's about not necessarily labeling the baby. It's about allowing the baby to decide what gender that baby wants to be when that baby can decide.
Okay, hold on a second. Doesn't this go against the very line of thinking that some have from the far left where you cannot make somebody gay? Right. You know how they say that? Like, listen, you're not going to make him gay by having him wear a pink shirt. That's a very conservative, ultra-religious thought.
Right.
Okay, so now they're trying to say that the exact same thing that they've been fighting against. Now they're saying you can't do that because then you're making them something that they're not. Let them decide. They're going to decide. They're going to decide when they want. Let's say they don't feel like they're males. Guess what? When the time's right, when they're mature and grown up, and as long as the parents are open, guess what? They're going to choose. But being ridiculous like this is the exact same thing that the conservatives do, saying, oh, don't hang out with gays because you're going to be gay.
Well, it's ridiculous.
We don't want to watch gays on TV because they're trying to assimilate the rest of us. Like that's not
trying to make.
Guess what?
Gay.
You could watch gay all day long on the TV, and if you're not gay, you're not going to turn gay suddenly. It's not a magical ingredient that's suddenly going to bestow upon you gayness, and you're going to want a dick in your fucking ass.
I can't watch any more HGTV. I've already had 2 hours of gay.
Hey, you know what? I can only take Queer Eye for about 25 minutes tops. If I go any further, chances are I'm gonna turn gay.
Yep.
Like that's not how things work.
But I find it ridiculous because you're like you said, it's not a choice.
It's the opposite.
But here you're saying they pick.
I don't know who these people are. They are the opposite. We need different political parties, Thomas, because this is no longer left thinking. This isn't liberal thought. This is lunatic thought. Babies?
Bring back the Rain Manitarian and let's run for Congress.
You should see Tucker's face because he's the one interviewing her. He has the best facial expressions. I know some people like to hate on Tucker because he's on Fox News, but he's a libertarian. He's not a conservative, but he's only on the channel that will take
the
libertarians.
Only one that will take him.
Dude, his facial expressions are fucking gold when people are talking because he lets people talk. O'Reilly made the mistake of being a belligerent blowhard who just talked over everybody.
Right.
Dude, Tucker has the best style.
He lets them screw themselves.
He lets them hang themselves.
Yeah.
And he just makes these weird facial expressions like he's trying to understand.
Because he is trying to understand.
It's the best, dude. Here's the audio.
Which is around 4 years old. So from 0 to 4, the baby will not be labeled. The labeling theory will not apply from 0 to 4 years old. The baby will be a baby, neither a boy nor a girl. Whatever gender that baby.
People in Africa are laughing. Like I always say this, but it's true. The people in Africa.
What do I have to say to get food?
Yeah. Hey,
I'll be a baby.
I don't
if
want.
You give me bread.
The drug lords told us that are coming back to our village tomorrow to cut my mom's head off. I'm trying to worry about that. You guys are worrying about calling babies babies. Like that's we're a laughing stock, Thomas.
Yes, we should be. This is fucking absurd.
What other profound life decisions do we think people ought to be making at the age of 4? Are there any others?
This is why I like Tucker, dude.
That's fucking great.
Whether to get a tattoo, whether to get married, enlisting in the military, voting, drinking vodka, smoking Marlboro Reds. Is there anything else that we think 4-year-olds are ready to decide?
This isn't actually a profound life decision. I mean, biologically, there's nothing really going on from 0 to 4 in that area that affects a person's life.
There's nothing important between the ages of 0 and 4 that affects your life. You're an idiot. I don't have words. I would have just laughed her off right after saying that.
Biologically, the experts say
that's the age that they're sponges, that they take in everything.
That's when they learn how to do every single thing from walking to talking to eating properly.
No, Thomas, everybody knows that they lay lifeless like Tony on a late night on a Tuesday Rayman show. They don't do nothing. There's no brain power. There's nothing. And then suddenly at the age of 4, they start speaking. Like a sea sponge. And they go from being in a coma, laying down, to just walking around and talking. Suddenly.
Hello, mother. I have decided to be a boy. I shall now take myself to kindergarten, where I shall practice French, because that is what I have decided at the age of 4. Bring me my Marlboro Reds.
Baby Thomas.
Sophisticated baby.
Sophisticated baby Thomas. It's so
fucking insane.
It's so silly, man. It just makes me laugh. I don't know where these people come from.
I like the background in her image because it looks like it's something from out of fucking Never Never Land.
Yeah.
Because she too is fucking delusional.
That boys and girls, all genders are alike. The boy's brain, the male brain might be a little larger. The female's language might be a little bit more advanced.
Okay. No sexism.
And I heard that black people have like notches in the back of their skull. I heard that in Django Unchained. This is where I get my knowledge.
Tarantino movies.
What an idiot.
On my show, hold on, whoa, slow down. No, here you're out there like boys' brains are larger, and I just want to say that kind of toxic masculinity has no place in this program. Thank you very much.
But that's all they can think of.
The bottom line is, all they can think of, like difference in brain size, difference in genitalia, difference in bone structure.
There's a lot. There's a big difference between male and female.
It sounds like her argument is based on fucking phrenology.
Dude, it's what is that?
It's the whole notches in the skull thing.
Django, that's the
from the 1800s.
Yeah, I swear these people, they base their facts on emotional whims.
Yes,
like how they feel. It's not actually based on anything scientific. She's saying a bunch of things that make no sense. They're still going to grow up to be the same. I could call my.
There was a book called A Boy Named It, and that did not turn out well for that kid at all.
Well, probably because his upbringing was fucked up too.
Well, sure, but
if I were to raise my son exactly how I raised him now, and I called him she, it's a fucking word,
and that's what people.
It's a
really
fucking word that means nothing. It's nice and romantic to think that it means something, and if that's something you want to be called, that's great, and I could support that. But it's just a fucking word. So if I called my son, raised him exactly, gave him the same amount of love, took him to do the exact same things, but instead I said, hey, she's tired, I said to my wife, guess what? He would be the exact same person. He might hate me later in life when he realized I've been calling him a she for the last 15, 16 years.
Or he might be okay with it. Who knows?
But
it's a word.
Is the same person. Now, that book you bring up, Andrew, I've never read that book. I have to think that if he grew up all fucked up, it's probably because of his upbringing. It has nothing to do with the pronoun.
Fair.
That they chose to use.
It was a poor analogy. You are right.
My mom is a construction builder and a seamstress. It's because she had a mother who taught her motherly, the quote unquote motherly things. And then she had a father who was from the hills of Virginia that taught her how to be a toughie.
Randy knows more about cars than I do, builds stuff with her dad, loves getting her hands dirty, and her favorite color is purple.
And Maggie's more of a man than I am. So
same on my end. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's bizarre that people have subscribed to this line of thinking now that they
insanity.
For so many years it doesn't matter.
And now all that matters is the label.
It doesn't matter. Now it does suddenly matter.
It used to be, it doesn't matter what I am or how I look. I am an individual with rights. And now it's like, it doesn't matter what your individual rights are. You have to go by a label.
I'm telling you, like if they just cut all of our genitalia off, seal up with vaginas and cut off dicks, shave our heads. We have no hair. Let's not distinguish between any masculinity or femininity.
We're that South Park episode.
Yeah. We'll just all be evolved creatures from deep space.
The lizard thing?
Why not?
All them chicken nuggets.
Hey, the Rain Man Show will be right back.
Michael, stop.
Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff that will spice up your bedroom is even better. Just go to adamandeve.com and select almost any one item for 50% off, and then we'll load on the free stuff. Just enter this very exclusive code, DEAL30 at checkout, and you'll get 10 tantalizing free gifts, including a sexy item for him, a special toy for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy. And for your viewing pleasure, 6 free spicy movies on DVD, plus free shipping. Always sent in discreet packaging. So go to adamandeve.com now. Get 50% off plus 10 free gifts when you enter the exclusive offer code DEAL30. Again, that's DEAL30, because without it, no free stuff. That's DEAL30 at adamandeve.com.
Do you want to hear more, or did you miss a show? No problem. Find us on Stitcher or iTunes. Just search Rain Man. It's kind of like a piñata filled with condoms. It's the Rain Man Show with Michael Flores.
All right, welcome back. All right, so we got a new comic book chaos coming out later this week.
Yes, we do. A lot of work went into it. Mostly from me.
Well, commend you for that.
No, I just show notes.
Yeah, so you guys were in studio yesterday working on the next part of the symbiote discussion. That'll be out either sometime tonight or tomorrow morning. As soon as this show's wrapped, I'm going back to work on releasing content. That's what I've been doing for the last 3 days.
And we promise we will wrap up this storyline.
All right, so during Comic Book Chaos, Thomas, right before, this bit or this segment is going to go one of two directions. I'm just going to call it now. Tony got really angry before the show started, and we were all kind of left wondering why he was so upset. Tony's anger is real.
Yeah. It was.
And I'm a bit terrified. Not going to lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were all shocked. Tony kind of blew up on all of us, and we're still kind of wondering why he was upset. Tony, do you want to share with us why you were upset at us last night before the show?
No.
Okay, then.
It
was kind of like that, guys.
See, this is personal, Tony. That's my personal life.
Don't you fucking ask questions.
Don't you ever. That's why he got angry, though. Because we were in the studio getting ready for the show, and we're talking like we do, and he suddenly yells at all of us to keep quiet. We're in the studio getting ready to do a show, Tony. What the hell are you yelling at us about?
It's the voices in my head.
And this is why I'm afraid of Tony. When I look at Tony, when people listen to him on the show, you may think, oh, he's fun-loving. Right. Tony's harmless. No.
Yes.
I don't
they
think
always
Tony's
say
harmless.
that about the serial killer that was next door to them. He was super quiet, always the nicest person.
I do not think Tony's harmless. I'm not saying anything mean or bad about Tony because I don't want him to kill me right now. But I get the very distinct impression.
I'm filled with love.
That he is very quick to anger.
Love. There's nothing but love within my heart.
Why do you make me hurt you?
And David leaves the studio right when I'm about to ask him.
Yep. That's a sign.
David
fled.
Hey, nothing says I love you more than a fist.
See, he's got to bring the fakeness to it.
No, I think he means punching at that point.
Well, I sort of am punching.
Oh.
I don't even know
I
what that
walked
means.
into that one.
I'm going to turn David's mic on for a second here because I'm going to get him on the show here.
To ask the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah,
much like the poop knife. We need some truth.
Yeah,
from the
David,
Sabal household.
take that mic over there next to Thomas.
Yeah, I'll move all this shit.
Now, I feel it is say testing. Hello. Oh, Jesus. Let me turn him down just a little bit. Go ahead, somebody talk.
All right. David, how are you feeling today?
Doing good, feeling fine.
Okay, good. He's here.
There we go.
One more. Give me one more hello, I'm doing fine, David. One more.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, good. Okay, so David is the nice Sabal. Like he is. Like the poor guy, I've abused him for 15 years. And never once did I feel like my life is in jeopardy. Never once do I feel like a knife is going to be stabbed right in my ribs.
Right.
But Tony,
well, it depends.
There's certain things that Tony does and his reactions where I don't quite trust him. I think he might have a violent past.
What should I do in order to gain your trust?
David.
Yes.
Does Tony have anger problems?
Yes. Yes. A little.
Nonsense.
A little.
Nonsense.
You know.
You can see Tony's face like, I'm gonna
so
fucking hit him.
I'm like going, I'm going to get beaten up in his car tonight.
Nonsense.
David.
He's driving me home.
So when we are talking about this, it rings true. Like you're like, yeah, he has some.
Yeah, because like it's always been, me and my brother have always been kind of like the polar opposites of each other. So we're like yin and yang. I'm always carefree and laid back, and that's partly because of the weed.
And prostitutes and the
weed
dildo
and
and
the
drugs and the drinking.
Right.
So
maybe that's what Tony needs to do. Maybe Tony needs to drink, do marijuana, have a dildo in his ass, and maybe he'll lighten up a bit.
Hookers.
Well, Tony's the conservative one between me and him. So it's like, you know, Tony, but yeah, my brother, when it comes to anger issues, it's kind of like I always tell people, you know, if you know Tony's angry, just duck and cover.
That's kind of what we've done in this show, right?
A little bit.
Whenever Tony gets angry, we usually just don't even bring it up. And I'm like, you know what? This is too good to bring up because I thought it was just me for a second.
Nope.
Brian looked at me and did what the fuck just happened?
Well, the funny part is Brian's been there. He's
Which should tell you something.
Around Tony for a long time.
Hold on. Brian has actually witnessed Tony's anger?
Oh yeah, multiple times.
We gotta get Brian in here.
I think the funny part is like for Brian, it's so traumatizing he wants to forget. But like,
what a can of worms.
Yeah, now we need to know what types of things Tony does when he's angry, like for real. Does he actually have whips and things that he does to torture people?
I don't know what it is because like,
I have a collection of samurai swords.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of like.
Do you really collect samurai swords?
Yeah.
My brother is like a volcano. You know, when it erupts, it's like duck and cover.
Do people take tours to his?
It catches you off guard too,
Tony, like in Hawaii.
Yeah, yeah. It catches you off guard sometimes.
Is that what happened to that Asian man on the pier years ago?
And sometimes if I miss the toilet, I leave an island.
That's why you use the poop knife.
I told you. All right, let's Jesus Christ. Let's leave the jokes to me. So. I feel like we need to get our resident PI, Bobby, on the case here. I want to see if we can dig up some dirt on Tony. Like, there's got to be something from his past. Like, an arrest.
What do you classify as dirt?
An arrest of some sorts, domestic violence. There's got to. Tony seems like a domestic violence type of guy, right?
But you
Thomas?
A little bit. I get that vibe with the music, especially.
He's not going to bars and fighting people. He's beating his mom.
Look, you gotta remember we're the Sabal brothers.
I make it a point not to leave any marks during my fisting.
Yeah, you use phone books.
We're the Sabal brothers. We're used to. We're masters of actually keeping things secret.
I clean up the scene.
He's the cleaner. He's the cleaner. I'm.
How does
Tony? It's
Tony
all this fake, you know?
Yeah,
like, no, come on, tell me how you can get me to trust me again. Come on, it's fun. And then in his head, he's like, I'm gonna beat that guy so fucking bad. He's gonna be black and blue, but no one will know because the body will be gone and I'll bury it 14 miles out. I know the spot. That's where the other bodies are.
It's like that big bear that basically, waves at you from the car. And, it's so cute. It's a nice bear.
Fucking molests the
and then
car.
it just basically rips your car apart.
I never viewed Tony as a cute bear. I mean, maybe Andrew does.
Maybe.
By all means, no.
It's all about gaining trust.
So that you can slip the thing in the drink and then they wake up shackled somewhere.
Or they don't
like
wake
I
up
said,
at all.
Thomas, it's all about trust.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right. So David's done. Apparently he got too many scary
He got
looks
some text messages.
because he just got up and left.
Yep.
Something happened.
He has to go back to work. Get to work.
And now it's time for news with Andrew.
As rumors of sexual misdeeds swirled, Cardinal McCarrick became a powerful fundraiser for the Vatican. When Theodore McCarrick arrived in Washington in 2001 to be the region's Catholic archbishop, it was clear right away that he was something very rare, a celebrity priest.
A heterosexual?
The vivacious cleric...
Vivacious? Well, that's some word to use. All right, go ahead.
The vivacious cleric reportedly had spent time with famous Americans such as Bing Crosby and the Hearst family.
Hold on, let me get this straight. There is rumors that he has committed sexual misdeeds. That's the headline, right?
The headline says Cardinal McCarrick became a powerful fundraiser for the Vatican. We don't know quite why just yet. He was a prolific fundraiser for big-name Catholic groups from right to left and valued his connection to Pope John Paul II, who dispatched McCarrick to hotspots worldwide as his diplomat. President George W. Bush, also new in town that January, marked his first private dinner in Washington by going to the home of the new archbishop. McCarrick's gilded resume stood in striking contrast to his public demeanor, that of a effacing.
Wait, what did you say?
Self-defecating.
Self-defecating.
Self-fucking. Jesus.
Do-gooder who, in a city full of egos and polish, wore rumpled clothes and exhibited a voracious drive to help others. I wish I were a holier man, more prayerful, more trusting in God, wiser and courageous, he said at his first DC news conference. But here I am with all my farts and all my needs, and we will work together.
He farts.
I think he did.
Yeah. God, Andrew.
You okay, Andrew? You having a stroke
know what?
there?
Sometimes our show sucks, but at least we don't do broadcasts at NBA games or war zones. So.
You started out with Catholic priest, and he's like, oh, God, the memories, and it just went downhill from there.
I was an altar boy. Go ahead.
McCarrick's faults and needs are being considered in new light after he became the first cardinal in U.S. history to resign from the post. The resignation, accepted by Pope Francis, followed explosive allegations that the cleric sexually abused adolescents and sexually harassed seminarians and young priests under his... Seminarians, thank you. And young priests under his authority.
Sumerians, I think, are part of an ancient...
How many words have you made up in this article?
Ancient region in the Middle East.
Right.
Jesus.
Fucking hell. Yeah, there it is.
Seminarians.
Those who drink and or ingest.
All right, what else does it say, Andrew?
Accusations have shocked and devastated McCarrick's many fans, leaving some...
How do you have a fan? If you're a cardinal, are you a rock star? You have fans? Like people are beating down your door to be a part of an elite group called the A-Team? I don't understand this.
He is allegedly the celebrity priest. According to the article from before.
Why can't any of these priests bang chicks? How come none of the news is like, oh, you know what? This priest needs to resign because he fucked a hottie.
That'd be a nice change.
A 5'10" blonde bombshell bimbo. That's what I want to see. No, they all go for the little boys.
It'd be a nice change at the very least.
They're easier to catch.
Are cardinals sworn to celibacy?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the Catholic, and that's the thing.
But that's not the point, though, Andrew. My point is, if you're going to do the deed, how come none of these pervs like women? All of them why can't any of them have sex with men? Grown men, at least. No, you little boys.
Because grown men don't hang out at the seminary.
These
afterwards.
are rock stars, allegedly having fans. He could probably, don't you think a popular cardinal? Let's say this cardinal looked like. Let's say this cardinal looked like Jason Momoa. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He would be plowing women, but no, little boys.
They always look like the crypt keeper.
Yeah,
and they're easier to catch.
I heard you the first time. What else does it say?
The accusations have shocked and devastated McCarrick's many fans, leaving some to conclude that their hero apparently lived a double life.
You think?
But to others who worked closely with him over the decades, the cardinal was always a more complex figure than his saintly public reputation.
That's a way to describe it. He's not a child diddler. He's a complex individual. You wouldn't understand.
It's complicated.
Is that what that means on Facebook?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
He was a man of enormous personal.
It's the Sean Connery, dude.
Is somebody keeping track? How many words has that been in this one article?
The counter doesn't go high enough. He was a man of enormous.
Now, you know what? I almost want to become a cardinal or some high uppity Catholic so that I can do it right. Like I'm going to mess up. I'm going to mess up right. I'm going to, take a vow of celibacy. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do my due diligence for, 2 or 3 years, do the whole monk thing. And then I'm going to bang a hot chick publicly. And I'm going to stream it live on Facebook. I'm like, look this is how you do it. And then I'm going to resign to Pope Francis. And he's probably going to high five me as I'm walking out of his office. He's like, finally, someone doing some chicks, some normal things. All these sickos around.
And then you'll become a saint, right?
Drop the mic.
Yeah, you bestow upon me the new Saint Peter.
Saint Michael, there you go.
Yeah. No, Saint Peter for my penis. All right, go ahead, Andrew.
He was a man of enormous personal ambition.
He's stuck at that word enormous. He keeps going back to that one paragraph.
Penises.
He's got visions in his head right now.
You know what? Let's go to the next topic because you're just all flustered with gay sex and children. It's just, you can't handle yourself.
This is not a good article for him to start on.
Yeah, Andrew is me when I'm going through my Facebook feed on a horny night. Like, it's just, I get flustered and I'm out of sorts. That's what you're doing right now, Andrew.
I'm real tired.
The next topic is very, very hetero. So I think you'll be able to get through this.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
It might be. Video captures brutal beating of Aberdeen man.
Mm-hmm. That was Tony.
An Aberdeen man is slowly recovering after being viciously attacked steps from his home this past weekend. Only WJZ has obtained surveillance video of the violent attack off of West Bel Air Avenue, which on Monday, Brian spoke with WJZ off camera, but confirmed he was coming home from work at a nearby fast food restaurant late Saturday when he was attacked. 2 suspects appear to have approached him.
He's attacked coming from a fast food restaurant?
I got off work.
All right.
Walking on home, drinking a tall boy.
It's Aberdeen.
2 suspects appear to approach him from both sides as one grabs a bag of fried chicken and the other launches a blow to the back of Brian's head.
Wait, he stole his fried chicken? Oh.
It can't be that bad in Aberdeen.
Give me all them chicken nuggets.
Yep.
He tries to shield himself as the suspects
If Thomas was a criminal, that would be his thing. Just steal a chicken
Me and
nuggets.
my fat stomach stealing chicken nuggets from people.
Give me all them chicken nuggets.
Unleash a barrage of kicks and punches.
Here, please take this watch and take my money. No, I just want your chicken nuggets. Go ahead.
Brian's next door neighbor says, I can't believe that somebody would just do that out of the blue, especially to someone like him, because he's not a bad guy at all.
Yeah, because bad things only happen to bad people.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
He'd give you the shirt off of his back.
I got the news report here to save you some reading.
I was doing all right that time.
Being viciously attacked while on his way home from work this past weekend. Only WJZ has the video of the violence.
Maybe I don't have audio. Internet connection sucks right
encounter. Now. WJZ's live right now. George Solis spoke with the victim tonight. George.
Yeah, Beck, I can tell you he's still in pretty rough shape.
Can you imagine having a report on this? A guy stole his chicken nuggets, and now you're the journalist that has to cover this hard-hitting news.
I can tell you he's still in pretty rough shape.
It sounds like something from The Onion.
Pretty rough shape.
You know what? Fuck this article. Just read it. The video's not working at all. Go ahead.
A man who claimed to be the victim's boyfriend said Brian's injuries were severe and included a scratch to his eyeball.
Oh, so he was gay. He was a gay guy too?
I mean, probably.
Interesting.
That's fine. Aberdeen police said thanks to the surveillance video from a nearby business, they have made thanks to the surveillance video, they have made 3 arrests in the case, including the 2 suspects in the video. One of the suspects is an 18-year-old and the other is a minor. It's just a crime of opportunity that takes place. It is very senseless, it's very violent, and we're just glad we are able to close it, Aberdeen police spokesperson Lieutenant Will Reiber said.
Sometimes I think they have like a template of things they say because it doesn't even feel like they're sympathetic or even really applies.
Well, dude, think about it. Really, this is a story that says man was mugged for his chicken dinner.
You could say chicken nuggets, Thomas. It's okay.
Chicken nuggets. That's where we're at in the news. That's what this was.
Amazing. All right, what else do we have in the news, Andrew? What else do we have in the news?
Saudi man arrested after he dared to kiss his girlfriend on the cheek as he taught her to drive.
Wow.
I love Saudi Arabia. Go ahead.
A Saudi Arabian couple have been arrested after a man filmed himself giving his girlfriend a peck on the cheek as he gave her a driving lesson. The clip was posted to Snapchat by the man who posted the caption, teaching her how to drive. They now face
punishable by death, apparently.
They now face jail time for the public display of affection after the video went viral.
That is horrible.
Fuck that place.
Holy
crap.
Enraging Saudis.
Jail for kissing on the cheek.
On the cheek. She's still wearing the head garb.
If you live in Saudi Arabia and you can hear this broadcast, you are the resistance. Come out now. We will take you. Leave that country.
There'll be a Rain Man bus.
I know.
We're getting some. We're intercepting a call from the country. Here we go.
Here I am. Hello. Hey, hello. This is tech support. I heard somebody called about a man kissing his girlfriend. Yes. What's the problem? All things are fair and just in the eyes of Allah. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, he was just teaching his girlfriend how to drive. You know, with the new ban, women are now allowed to drive, but of course they have to be taught.
They were in love and they kissed on Snapchat.
Go ahead and tell me more before I can figure out the problem. Go ahead. Please continue.
So again, they're in love. They kissed on the cheek, nothing perverse, and it was on Snapchat.
And why are you calling tech support for this?
Frankly, I don't really know. I figured you could help in some way.
Let me switch you to the honor killings department. One second, please.
There's a department?
Hello, this is honor killing department.
Why do you have an? You know
Did
what?
they call us?
Hello, this is honor killing department.
Yeah. I think there's been a misunderstanding. A man kissed his girlfriend, and now he's being arrested.
Yes, that's my department. I will go ahead and behead the bitch now.
No, don't. Not that. We don't need that.
We got to get them on what we can, Thomas. I mean, we allowed them
How
to
do you know my name?
I'm tech support.
Shit, they hacked us too.
Caller ID.
We know everything.
I think you misunderstood. We don't want this person murdered.
Is the young lady in question, is she attractive? Yes.
I couldn't tell. She was still wearing the head garb.
Burkas are very sexy.
Burka, thank you.
It was a very slim burka.
Yes.
So maybe.
Sometimes imagination is best in these situations. That's why we like burkas.
Is that enough for a reason for him to be killed?
If the burka fits tight around the ass area and the boobs, we know it's good to go.
It's a shrink wrap situation?
Yes.
Okay.
If it's just flimsy in the area and just hangs in the chest area like Ryan's t-shirts, then we know they don't have good chest.
Again, I don't think this is something someone should be killed for.
We strongly disagree.
Okay. We're going to need
Here
it.
at Saudi Arabia Tech Support. Hello. Go ahead. What else does it say about
Authorities picked up the couple after they recorded the kiss while driving down a Jazan highway.
That's fast. Holy shit.
The problem here, see, this is fake news. The problem here is that he didn't put hashtag praise Allah in the selfie. And if
That's
he
where he went
hashtag
wrong.
praise Allah, then we would look the other way.
Is that all it takes?
Yes.
Just got to make sure that
I
God
got
is
$20.
good.
How about that?
No, that doesn't work.
Oh, well,
Hashtag
I tried.
praise Allah.
Their actions were deemed explicit by Prince
Holy
Mohammed
crap.
bin Abdel Aziz, who ordered their arrest.
The prince, is he related to this chick? Because then it could be like, he's kissing my sister, I'm sending him to
It's a very
jail.
racy Instagram post. Very racy.
Just real quick.
I mean, this is erotic to us here in Saudi Arabia. We don't have porn like you guys. I know it's very hard for you to understand. I mean, sometimes a woman raises her ankle and I see her bare skin and I come suddenly. It's a way to keep our dicks not so desensitized.
I could give you some Snapchats that'll make you just spew.
Hold on. I'm coming right now.
Dude, the prince himself is going after this guy. Like,
fucked
he's
is
related to this dude's girlfriend. And he fucking hates
I've already
this
fucked the
guy.
bitch.
Oh, Jesus. The
Tech
prince is
support
working
is-
tech support.
The incident prompted
I'm actually the prince as well. And tech support.
Oh,
We
okay.
do both.
Well, I mean, you got a lot of fingers on a lot of pies, right?
Yeah. But,
Is he coming again?
I'm coming again.
The incident The incident.
No, but seriously, can you imagine their porn? I mean, if pecking, giving a peck on the face, the cheek, is considered explicit,
not
and
even
racy.
skin to skin contact.
Can you imagine? I mean, we thought we had it rough in the 90s when we were looking through Sears catalogs. These guys are looking for some skin around the eyes that they can see through the burqa.
So there's
my God, you see her skin tone around the eyes? Oh, Charlie, let's go. Let's go home and whack it. Like, that's what these poor kids are up to. Depravity. And then you get angry adults like Tony.
And you wonder why people are getting their heads chopped off over there.
So there's a genre of porn called repressed gone wild.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mike's got a new Google search tonight.
Repressed gone wild?
Yeah. I'll send you a link. It's
no, I don't want you sending me porn. That's
I've
creepy.
already sent it.
I don't want you sending me a link with porn. That is creepy. I will find it on my own terms.
You gotta find with the juicy
on
Asians.
my own. I don't want you sending me porn ever.
Send it.
Because it's gonna be two dudes.
That is not normal for bros to be sending each other porn.
Especially if it's from Andrew.
I can do my own searches. What's it called, Andrew?
Repressed gone wild.
I will Google search it myself. I don't want to
incognito.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You don't want a link?
I don't want a sticky link being sent to me.
The link itself is going to be sticky.
All right, what else we have in the news? Please continue. Go ahead.
France bans smartphones and tablets from schools to counter screen addiction in children and teenagers.
All right.
Smartphones and tablets have been banned from all French schools ahead of the academic year after a new law was voted through Parliament yesterday.
So banned at the school.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, it's distracting. But why should kids have their phones and tablets in school when you're learning?
To be on your phone in class anyway.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. Go ahead.
The phone ban will apply to all pupils in France up to the age of 15 at the start of the new term in September.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
The new law fulfills a campaign promise by President Emmanuel Macron, but it has been criticized by the opposition as a publicity stunt. Lawmakers of Macron-centralist LREM party and its allies gave final approval to the bill on Monday, while MPs on the left and right abstained from the vote.
All right.
The opposition has called the bill cosmetic and said it will not make any impact in real life.
Okay.
Under the new law, all connected devices must be left at home or remain switched off until the end of day.
That's kind of what they do now with schools here. Like, right, you can't just walk in blatantly with a phone, can you?
When I was still in school, you could have your phone, but you weren't allowed to have it, like, you had it in your bag, but they were never allowed to be out on the desk during class.
Yeah. So
until college, and then who fucking cares?
This is not even important news. This is what they do now.
It's just now illegal.
Andrew, please, next news topic. And don't ever bring shitty news articles like that to the show.
Ready, aim, hire a Fortnite coach. Parents enlist video game tutors for their children.
Oh, there you go, Mike. You can get better.
Oh, I actually can't see the rest of this article. It's a Wall Street Journal thing, so I got the first 3 sentences. So let's go with that. Allie Hicks.
What are you talking about?
It's a Wall Street Journal.
Okay,
it's a subscribed article.
All you have to do is read it.
Yeah.
I see the first 3 sentences.
Read open
which
the
I
whole
will
story.
read. I can't.
It doesn't let you.
Because it doesn't let me.
Oh my God.
Allie Hicks fretted over...
Okay.
Allie Hicks fretted over her 10-year-old son playing the hugely popular shoot-'em-up
I
video
like
game.
how his solution, Thomas, is we don't have all the news, so I'll just read the first 3 paragraphs. And then suddenly it's a cliffhanger article, and I'm wondering what's happening. That's very unsatisfying, Thomas.
Don't blue ball his news.
Yeah, don't blue ball my news.
You know what? We'll cut it there. How about this? We move to North Carolina, where a North Carolina man shoves $100 worth of Walmart steaks down his pants and flees on a moped.
That's amazing.
Holy shit. That's the most fat fuck thing I've ever
North Carolina.
A man in Nashville, North Carolina, was nabbed by authorities on Monday.
Give me all them chicken nuggets.
Yeah, and I'm one to talk, is what I'm saying.
After he allegedly shoved $100 worth of stolen Walmart steaks.
That's a lot of steak. That's at least 8.
Walmart?
That's at least 8
that's
steaks.
like 10.
Yeah. Depends. I mean, some of those
According to
steaks
this
are...
image, it's 1, 2, 3.
That's a lot of
If it's
20.
2 per package.
It's 20.
Yeah, it's 20.
Let's worry about the math later. Go ahead, Andrew.
The
please.
alleged thief, identified as Keith Jordan by CBS 17, tried to make a getaway.
Wait a second. Keith Jordan?
Yep.
All right, let's go around the room. White trash, black trash, Mexican trash. Let's start with you, Thomas.
Oh, wow. I'm going to go with white trash.
I'm going with the brother, black.
All right. Andrew, do you see it?
I have seen it. So
okay, I'm going to say black dude. Only because of the name, Jordan. I know
Keith?
that. Huh?
Keith is the whitest.
Keith is a pretty
dude
white
I
name.
know a Keith David.
I'm just
He's a
saying.
black brother.
Wait, what did you say it was, Andrew?
What you say it was?
What'd you say it was?
I think
shit.
Tony already knows because it is in fact a black man.
Oh, all right.
Wow, that was aggressive.
Tried to make a getaway on his moped in the pouring rain after walking out of a Walmart without paying for steaks, the Nash County Sheriff's Office wrote in a Facebook post.
That just sounds like the redneck Jason Bourne movie. Like he's on a moped through the rain, avoiding the cops, pants full of meat. Like,
instead of Ethan, it's Keith.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah.
All right. What else did it say?
A photo shared by the sheriff's office, which added that neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night prevented them from apprehending the accused thief, shows at least 10 packages of stolen steaks. He was going to do a stakeout. One user
please
commented on
just
the post.
Blow my brains out.
He must have been really hungry, said another. But as of Tuesday morning, the Nash County Sheriff's Office post had more than 1,000 reactions and 800 shares. Police have not yet announced formal charges against Jordan.
All right, what else do we have in news?
Tennessee man does naked jumping jacks in McDonald's women's restroom, later arrested.
I should hope so.
This is white trash. I'm not even going to go around the room. I'm just going to say
that's
it.
a white dude.
Oh, black dudes aren't going to do that because that ain't cool. Black guys are about what's cool.
They'll moonwalk.
And
what? Oh, Jesus Christ.
The fuck?
That ain't cool to do jumping jacks naked.
No, that's crazy.
That's a white guy thing. That's a silly Andrew thing.
Yep.
That's something Andrew would do.
Yeah.
The black guy would be breaking, and like.
And plus, if he's doing jumping jacks naked, a black dude, that dick is knocking everybody out.
A Tennessee man was arrested this week after authorities allegedly found him in a McDonald's women's bathroom doing jumping jacks while naked. Nashville police.
That doesn't even feel good. Like your balls are bouncing, your dick is moving. That's not even comfortable. You're going to give yourself a stomach ache.
Testicular torsion.
Yeah. Yeah, you know when you don't understand that when your balls get hurt, you get stomach ache sometimes.
Yeah,
my back hurts when my balls.
Because he's baffled. He doesn't understand that.
No, I don't get stomach aches. My lower back hurts. My lower back gets sore if my balls hurt.
Do you really want to go down that rabbit hole, Mike? Like, do you really want to open that?
I don't understand.
Come on,
that.
let's do it. Keep on going. Keep on going.
That's it. There's nothing else to it.
Hold on. It's just me and Andrew right now. Andrew, please explain to me why. I don't even understand the science of that.
I don't either.
Okay, balls hurt because of the pain that shoots up and it goes into your stomach area, causes stomach pain.
Correct.
How does your lower back hurt?
I have no fucking
Because
idea.
usually lower backs hurt because of A, bad lumbar support, or B, you sleep wrong, or C, you're dehydrated and it's really your kidneys that are hurting. Okay, so why does your lower back hurt when your balls get knocked around?
I have no idea. That's it. That's all there is to it. I know
so
that
if I were to kick you in your nuts right now, you would have lower back problems, essentially. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So if I kick you in the
All I
balls,
know-
he would feel it, Thomas, in his lower back.
I'm not going to say I'm not going to feel it in my genitals, but all I know is that if I sit on
genitals,
is that if I sit on my balls, I will have back pain for the rest of the day.
Is this?
I don't think this is real.
I swear to God, cross my heart.
If I sit on my balls, I'm gonna have back pain all day.
It's not like a shooting
Can
pain.
we run a test?
It's not a nerve pain. It's just like a soreness.
Okay, what else does the news say?
Nashville police were called to the fast food restaurant on Monday because a man, later identified as a 25-year-old Brody Tyler Young, had allegedly locked himself in the women's bathroom all day. WFAA reported.
You can lock those bathrooms from the inside?
This is news to me.
Damn.
If it's a single occupant bathroom, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He refused to leave despite pleas from the restaurant's management.
Please, will you please put your clothes back on? We're begging you. We're begging you to please put your clothes on. What's his name?
Brody Tyler Young.
Please, Brody, put your goddamn pants back on. You're going to embarrass yourself. I'm showing these bitches how fit I am. Come on. What's your redneck name again, Thomas? I forgot. Jethro.
Oh, Jethro.
Hey,
yeah.
Jethro.
Yeah.
Come on and do some. We're going to do boot camp right here in the bathroom at McDonald's.
Just like a camp?
Yeah, just, boot camp.
Yeah.
Early morning boot camp.
Yeah.
But you wear clothes? Well, I got a new one called Boot Camp Naked McDonald's Bathroom.
That seems a little odd there,
It's
Brody.
a hashtag, too. It's very long, but I think we can work with it.
You know we don't have phones. What are you talking about, hashtag?
I heard it once.
Is that a hash brown? Is that why we're at McDonald's?
So the goal here is to have number 5s, extra large, and then we just burn that shit right off by doing jumping jacks nude. Meanwhile, we also impress the ladies, the bitches.
I like what you're thinking. You know where that would be really impressive now? Where do women go in the McDonald's?
I don't know.
All women go to the women's restroom.
So we're going to do it in the ladies' restroom.
There you go. Now you're catching on.
Jethro, you're not as dumb as I thought you were.
Well, I know. Papa said so.
So sometimes inbreeding works out just fine. You want to fuck right now? Jesus. All right. What else do we have in the news? Please save us with something interesting. Go ahead.
I'm getting there.
You can't laugh and enjoy the show. What was that to Thomas?
It just made me laugh.
All right, go ahead, please, Andrew.
Could you have a pee-gasm?
I don't know. Does your lower back hurt when you do it?
People are trying this bizarre sex trend, but it's actually really dangerous.
Oh, another
Shocking.
trend.
Wow. Do it and kill yourself.
A bizarre new sex trend has been praised for giving women amazing solo orgasms, but doctors have warned it could be extremely dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
The trend involves women experiencing mini orgasms from peeing after holding it in.
Wait, hold on a second. Is this something that can happen? Yeah, it does feel good. That's why it's called relieving yourself, because you feel good.
I was going to say, is this what they're talking about?
But is it actually, are you actually orgasming when you pee? Because if so, I might need to run a test. Not with myself, with others.
Uh-huh.
Willing participants, Thomas.
That Tony brings you under threat of violence?
I'm gonna do the survey in a McDonald's bathroom. I think that's the best place. Andrew, go ahead. What does it say?
But the practice has been slammed by medical professionals as it could trigger a painful urine infection. The fast-spreading trend, also known as the piss shivers, came to light on a Reddit thread.
Wait.
The
Is that
piss
real?
shivers.
A man asked women if they had experienced the sensation after going to the loo when his girlfriend claimed it worked for her.
I don't think women... Okay, was this started by like an 8-year-old woman who doesn't quite know what an orgasm feels
Reddit,
like yet,
so
and she
yes.
thinks this is like an orgasm?
It's on Reddit, so yes.
Wow.
It's an idiot who doesn't realize how good it feels to go to the bathroom when you've had to pee for like the last 3 exits on the road. And you finally find that gas station and say, fuck it, I'm about to either...
Well, if you like holding your pee and then peeing, try holding your shit and then shitting at the same time as pissing. I'm sure they'll orgasm.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah, I've heard it works.
Animals.
Number 2 and number 1 at the same time. Blood tubes 1 and 2.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Go ahead, Andrew.
He wrote on Reddit, my girlfriend recently told me if she's had to hold her pee in for a while, when she actually goes to pee, she often has orgasms that feels all the way up to her spine to her head.
This is a guy who probably should have kept his mouth shut, because I think he just signaled to everybody that he's never given his woman an orgasm. Because she's too busy enjoying peeing, thinking that's an orgasm because the sensation feels good. Listen, I love when Thomas, I love when I get one up on somebody, when I burn somebody, right? Guess what? It wasn't an orgasm. I didn't just say that was the best sex I ever had in my life. When I make fun of Andrew, it feels great. I love it. It doesn't mean I orgasm just now.
You're not tech support. That's
go ahead, Andrew.
Women were.
Why are you bright red right now?
Sex talk.
Like he doesn't he look sick and out of order?
It's sex
He looks
talk.
like disarray, right? Like he's all in disarray, doesn't he? His face is red.
He's flush on like one side. Yeah.
Is it on my right side?
Yeah.
I've been rubbing my eye for a bit. I got something in it.
All right, just finish this news.
I do.
He's eager to try this out.
Yeah.
Women were quick to comment, however, and several claimed the unusual technique made them climax.
Interesting. Maybe there is a thing to this.
One wrote, yeah, it feels like a sensational whole body massage. Most times it's waking up in the middle of the night to have to pee. Another said, I get something similar, but it's not exactly an orgasm, just a really, really pleasurable feeling.
It's just what it feels like to pee when you have to fucking pee.
Interesting.
Like, hold it as long as you can because you're in the middle of a Call of Duty game where you're on a road trip.
Jesus. You know, Thomas, life isn't fair. Going back to, let me just bookend this show, okay?
Okay.
Life isn't fair. You know, I'm competing with exes with bigger dicks, more girth, longer size. Now I'm competing with the act of urination.
Yep.
It's like, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Now I have to compete with, now I have to look at Maggie weird if she's enjoying peeing too much.
That's sad.
My insecurity has just
reached a new level. Oh, Jesus.
All right. Post show will be coming up in just a moment here.
Radio has changed our lives and possibly saved our lives. Oh yeah! I want to tell you about Dead City Radio, man.
Thank you for listening to The Rain Man Show with your host, Michael Flores, with hosts Tony Sabal and Thomas Cowley, Andrew Spindler with the news, audio guru Dustin Lucas, produced by Michael Flores and Dustin Lucas. The Rain Man Show is a Cazador Productions and Rain Man Digital broadcast production. For all things Rain Man, go to rainmanshow.com.
Hello, everyone. This is Andrew with the Rain Man No Talent Autistic Post Show. Fuck, I am so tired. With me is Thomas. Screwed it up right out the gate. I got Tony.
Hey, what's up?
Rain Man No Talent Autistic
Post Show. There you go.
Wow. You okay? That first article really messed you up.
Dude,
I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning. I am exhausted.
Doing what?
I couldn't sleep. I was jerking it.
I was going to say, you leave so many opportunities there.
Yeah.
No,
for everybody to fill in the gaps.
No, upstairs neighbors.
Are fucking? What?
Yes.
Filled your gap?
Every night at 4 o'clock in the morning. Just constant headboard
So
banging.
just that gives you a time to either A, get out of bed or compete against them.
Or go up there and join them.
Oh, God, no.
There you go.
Yeah.
I got to interrupt for a second. Okay, so you couldn't sleep because there were people fucking upstairs for real?
Because they were loud as shit.
But they were having sex.
Sure.
I'm saying.
Yes, they were.
You're sure.
I believe that they were, in fact, having sexual relations.
That actually didn't do something for you? Like to get you in the mood?
No, I think that's trashy.
You prude.
Look, I've lived for the last 5 years listening to my mom bang my fucking stepdad. I don't want to hear any of it.
Okay,
Is
you
that
know
why
what?
you have low sex drive?
That might be a valid point. but
repressed, okay.
I don't know, because if I heard people having sex, I'd be like, oh, hell yeah.
Hey,
let's do this.
The upstairs neighbors are not kind folk.
It doesn't matter.
Sure,
I don't give a
it's
fuck.
sex. It's the idea of it. Someone could say the word sex, I'm ready. Like, if I'm hearing it.
Sex.
No, come on.
Is that why your like sex drive is so low? Because you listen to your mom bang people for so long?
I hate myself, and that's why.
We're gonna have to do a Patreon special inside Andrew's fucked up mind 2-hour long thing.
No, that's a good idea. It would be a Patreon special. Call it Bean Andrew Spindler.
It won't be like a regular show. It'll just be Mike and us asking you questions, trying to get to the bottom of some of this fucking cobweb of a life you have, and how none of it makes sense.
I like the Bean Andrew Spindler, just like Bean John Malkovich. Yeah,
somebody on the network they pitched that idea already in the sense like they were going to do like a vid doc.
Yeah,
like a mockumentary.
Makes no fucking sense.
It was when I got really into my garden.
I don't care.
Should have happened. It never did.
Well,
I'm real fucking tired, guys.
I can tell.
All right, wrap up the show.
All right, hey, bye, everybody. With tiredness and with being up for fucking ever comes slowed reaction time. And just...
Yeah, and inability to talk as well.
Inability to talk, which comes with dementia.
Terrible.
So I wanted to talk about video games, because Michael is clearly not a Twitch gamer anymore, right? He may have been,
years ago or whenever. I don't know how much actual like Twitch shooting Mike's ever played. Because I know he plays games, but it's not ever been like, to what I know of him, he's never been, I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm playing...
I was thinking going back further than that, like Quake Arena. Like way back in the day, or like Unreal Tournament.
Right, but perhaps. I don't know how much of that he played, but I understand the rust grows very fast when it comes to those kind of games. And when you used to be really good at something, if you take a few weeks, months of not playing it as consistently, you will get rusty. So
let me ask you this question. Do you still play Overwatch?
A little bit, yeah.
Just a skosh?
Just a little bit, yeah. I have mostly because my friends don't play it so much, except for one.
Yeah.
And that's on PlayStation, and then I gotta switch my life because I'm used to PC for that game. So,
on that note, where the rust grows very fast in between plays, I haven't played Overwatch since my housewarming party. Since like
that's like a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no intention of going back.
So the rust has grown on for you as well.
Yeah, because I know I'm not going to be as good. My ranking is going to be terrible. They've redone like 5 different heroes from the ground up that I'm going to then have to learn how to play and counter and all that stuff.
I think that's some of it that Mike, shouldn't be too hard on himself, because games do change with every update all the time now. It used to be the game launched and that was it. And now it's that every couple of months they'll patch or tweak something so certain mechanics won't work the same. And it's a different environment now with gaming. But I mean, also, I can empathize that sucks getting a little bit older if he feels like that's the reason why.
Fair. Especially with the eyesight, fogging up his glasses.
That's just funny. Like, how much are you sweating to where your glasses are getting foggy?
So I think that we need to put together a list of over-the-hill certified games for Michael Flores.
Games for old people.
Things that are a little bit things that are a little bit slower, right? Maybe more methodical, maybe more heavy on the story.
You're gonna give him a stack of paper and he's gonna hit you with it.
So I'm gonna show him the indie side of things. Right up the top. Limbo. Slow pace, very short game, very nice story. No, so
it's something entirely. It's
Limbo.
It's a dark, creepy game in which this kid has to solve puzzles and there's a spider. It's a whole thing.
It was put out in 2010 by a studio called Play Dead.
Right.
It's a monochromatic sort of like storytelling game.
Black
and white. Where there's just nothing tremendously taxing on the reactions to go over. It's not unlike Slender Man, but
not exactly.
Quite.
It's a puzzle game, and I think that's where Michael will be like, "Fuck this! I don't have time for puzzles." That's why he plays Battlefront, because it's Star Wars, and he can shoot people, and he can play as Darth Maul, and Darth Vader. That's where that goes, I think. But
I'm curious because I think that we could get Michael into serious board gaming.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
The two of you bonered up at that fucking statement right there.
We got the other Sabal over here, Dave over here. First thing he says as he walks in is like, "Yeah, there's this new board game. That's it, nothing else."
Well,
what is that? That can't.
Ultimately, if Mike's losing interest in some of the video games because he feels like he's getting older, I don't think board games is the way to make him reinvent his youth.
No, but I'm thinking like, okay, so there's a game called Adrenaline by CGE where it's a first-person shooter that's a board game. Might kind of work.
Okay.
Or you could go Frag, put up by Steve Jackson's, where it is Unreal Tournament.
Yeah, this isn't Game State.
Right?
He doesn't...
I'm just saying.
If anything, Mike needs to shift gears to the other things he still can enjoy while he's young, which is apparently having sex. Because apparently he's still 15, 20 with that. So... tap into that market. I know that doesn't appeal to you right now for whatever fucking reason, which is a whole thing I want to know more about, but I'll probably never find the answer to. And if I do, it'll be like looking into the abyss. I'll just go insane from learning the revelation, but I think we all know. Hence your shirt.
Yeah. This is a
tie-dye with
fantastic. Okay, this shirt is my favorite shirt. It's tie-dye.
That
It's got a
explains a lot.
galaxy vortex of cat heads and different
That
colors.
explains even more.
All their
Holy shit.
noses are different colors. It's cute. It's my favorite.
I mean, do I need to say anything else? Thank you, AV.
So this is actually, the shirt that I'm wearing now is actually not the shirt that I call my pussy shirt. My pussy shirt
Has dicks on it?
it's cats all the way down.
Oh my God.
It's all the way down from the shoulders. I'm going to call that person a cunt.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Is there anything that I do on the show that isn't just total shit?
I
get a drop every now and then, but I feel like just everything.
You make me question my sanity.
Specifically tonight, it's just been shit all the way down.
I guess that's the cue.
All right, well, fuck it. Thanks everybody for joining us here for the post show. We'll
Get some
catch you
sleep
next
next
week.
time,
I'm so
you
tired. No, it's just sorry. I don't.